in this video, I'm going to show you how to incrementally add information to a text area. So I have here a text area that is empty. In the code, it's called my text area, and I have a button. It has the text increment. In the code, it's called increment button. So I want, when I click that button, I want a counter to be incremented and displayed inside this text area. So first thing I will do is that I will double click on that button and get the increment button action performed. So I know here that the code I will write here will happen whenever I click that button. So I want to declare a counter, and this counter I'm going to increment it and add it to the text area. So first of all, I'm going to declare an attribute. Let's say private int count, and I will initialize this counter inside my constructor. So I will say count is equal to 0, for example. Okay, so let us display this count after incrementing it in the increment button action performed. So let's say count plus plus. So count now will be incremented, and then the text area, which I called my text area, if you remember, I called it my text area. Okay, I will set the text inside it to counter. So I will say just my text area dot set text a count, my count, and I will add plus an empty string. Why did I add an empty string? Because count by itself, it is a number, but set text is expecting a string. If you add an empty string to your counter, the result is a string and it is accepted. So let's format and run this code. So here is my text area, and I'm going to say increment. So 1, then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. So this number has been incremented every time I click on increment. Okay, every time I click, it is going to be incremented. Okay, so what if I don't want to erase the numbers that have been put before? So I can use, instead of set text, I can use the method append. So append instead of set text. Let's see what will happen. Run. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So append does not erase the value of the text before, but it increments on top of what was there before. If I want to add in a different line, I simply add a new line every time I write a number. So let's run this time and see what will happen. Increment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So every time I click the button, the number is going to be added, not replacing the first number. And this is how you deal with a text area in graphical user interface. Thank you for listening.